Hello there. Today we are going to have a look at the second part of basic text editing with iPhone, where we will learn copy pasting and one other interesting thing. So, for learning, stay tuned till the end. And if you have any queries, mention them in the comments, or you can send me an email to guidancefortheblind@gmail.com, all small letters and no spaces, and connect with me on my socials using the links in the description box. And without further ado, let's get right into it.
In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to copy and paste text into a notepad on iPhone using VoiceOver and the rotor. Hey, it's Norman, the blind guy with a vision, and I'm collaborating with Guidance for the Blind. So as I mentioned, I'm going to show you how to copy and paste text from anywhere. It could be on the web, or it could be from a notepad. In this case, I'm going to use text I have in a notepad, and I'm going to show you how to copy it and then paste it into another notepad. So using the rotor, I'm in my folder now that I want to use.
Is editing. Hey, it's Norman the Black.
And it's at the top of the note. And so I'm going to use my index finger and my thumb, and I'm going to use, which is the rotor. To access the rotor, you have to use your index finger and your thumb. Turn the knob left or right until you hear text selection.
Characters, words, lines, text selection.
Okay, now we're on text selection. We want to swipe up or down until we hear words or lines, depending on what you want to copy. Okay, so in this one, we're going to say line. We're going to choose line. Swipe up or down until you hear the word line.
Line selection.
There it is. Now that I'm on line selection, I'm going to swipe with one finger to the right to select the line.
Hey, it's Norman the blind guy with a vision in. Selected.
Okay, that's not the whole line. That's not the whole sentence, so I'm going to swipe right again.
This tutorial I am going to teach you how to. Selected.
Okay, I'm going to swipe again to the right.
Select and copy text on your iPhone that you selected.
Okay, so I'm going to stop there. The next thing you have to do now is you have to use your rotor, index finger and thumb, swipe, turn left or right until you hear edit.
Speaking rate, 60. Speech volume, 9 containers. Headings, screen recognition, up voices, Siri voice, edit.
Okay, you hear edit. Now you're going to swipe up or down with one finger until you hear copy. And if you wanted to delete it completely from that folder, then you could choose cut. But in this case, we're going to copy.
Cut, paste, look up, share, undo, make checklist item, set bold, set italic, set underline, set strike through, increase indent, decrease indent, copy.
And there's copy. So now that it's on copy, we're going to use one finger and we're going to double tap. And it didn't say anything, but it should have copied. I'm going to
handwriting, button, exercise, back button.
Go to the top and swipe back because I'm already in a folder. But in your case, you would ask Siri to open notes by saying the proper command, H-E-Y, and then Siri, and open notes. Once your notes are open, if you touch the bottom of the screen with your one finger,
toolbar, new note, button,
you'll hear new note. So another way of accessing that is by using 4 fingers and just tap once on the bottom of the screen of your phone.
Toolbar, bottom of screen, double tap to compose a new note. Notes, new note, button.
There. See, you'll hear new note. But to make it easier for you, if you want, you can just use one finger and find notes at the bottom right. Once it says notes, you double tap with one finger to create a new note.
Note, text field, is editing, character mode, insertion point at start.
Okay, now that we're in there, you're going to use your roller, left index finger and thumb. You're going to turn left or right until you hear paste.
Characters, words, lines, text selection, speaking rate,
Oops.
60.
Actually, I apologize. You're going to keep going until you hear edit.
Speech volume, not containers, headings, screen recognition, voices, Siri, edit.
There, now we're on edit. Now you're going to swipe up or down until you hear the word paste.
Paste.
There you go. Then once you hear the word paste, double tap with one finger on your screen. So tap 2 times with one finger.
Hey, it's Norman the blind guy with a vision. In this tutorial, I am going to teach you how to select and copy text on your iPhone that you.
There you go. So I did copy it. And as you see, it's got that you. at the end. Now what I want to do is I want to remove that part and stop at iPhone. So I'm going to explain. I'm going to turn the rotor.
Actions. Activate. Characters. Words.
Okay, it's words. Now I just want to see. So
You.
I press up with one finger.
That.
Up again.
iPhone.
Okay, iPhone. I want to keep iPhone. So I'm going to swipe back down with one finger.
iPhone.
Okay, iPhone is there. Now I'm going to use the rotor again, and I'm going to go to text selection.
Lines. Text selection.
Okay, now I'm going to swipe down or up until I hear words.
Page selection. Line selection. Word selection.
Okay, now I'm going to swipe right with one finger to select
That. Selected. You. Selected.
those two words that I want to delete.
Delete.
Now on the keyboard, I'm going to put my finger on the keyboard and with one finger and feel for delete. I found delete, so now I'm going to double tap to delete those two words.
Selection deleted.
All right, so now I want to see if I have it says what I wanted to say. So I'm going to swipe, use the rotor, left finger, sorry, index finger and thumb. And I'm going to turn left or right until I hear line.
Words. Lines.
There. Now I'm going to swipe up with one finger to go back to the top.
Select and copy text on your iPhone. This tutorial I am going to teach. Hey, it's Norman the blind. New line.
Okay. Now I want to delete that new line. So I'm going to swipe down.
New line.
And see, it says new line. Now I'm going to touch the delete button to get rid of that new line.
Cap L. Delete.
Double tap with one finger 2 times. Tap 2 times with one finger.
New line.
There. It's gone. When you hear that change in voice, it means it's gone. Now I'm going to use the rotor and turn until I hear line.
Characters. Words. Text selection. Words. Characters. Edit. Characters. Words.
Okay, sometimes it doesn't show up. So I go on words and I'll just swipe
Hey.
down.
It's
Now I'm going to go to the rotor again.
text selection. Words. Characters. Edit. Characters. Words. Text selection. Words.
Okay, I don't know why it's not showing up. So I'm just going to go back to the top.
It's hey. Note. Select Jen. Note. Text field is editing. Hey. It's
When
Norman the
you're on
blind
your
guy with a
note,
vision in this
I'm going to double tap to get to the top.
insertion point at end.
Okay, now I'm at the end. So I'm going to tap 2 times with one finger. That's a double tap. And this is what's going to happen.
Insertion point at start.
Now I'm at the start. So I'm going to go to the rotor again. And I'm going to try to see if I have lines.
Characters. Words. Lines.
There you go. So now I'm going to swipe down with one finger and see what it says.
Hey, it's Norman the blind guy with a vision in. This tutorial I am going to teach you how to select and copy text on your iPhone. End of text. Select and copy text on your iPhone.
Okay, now that you know how to select text by line or by word or even by character, I'm going to show you how to select all this because I want to show you a shortcut that you can use. If you have a habit of saying something often, or if you want to copy a link that you use often, we can act as if this is a link or the text. Okay, in this case, it's a text. So I'm going to use the rotor until I hear edit.
Text selection. Speaking rate. Speech containers. Headings. Screen recognition. Voices. Edit.
Now I'm going to swipe up or down until I hear select all.
Paste. Select all.
Okay, now I'm going to tap twice with one finger. So double tap with one finger to select all.
Hey, it's Norman the blind guy with a vision. In this tutorial, I am going to teach you how to select and copy text on your iPhone. Selected.
Okay, it says selected. I'm going to use the rotor again, index finger and thumb. I'm going to turn right or left until I hear copy.
Actions. Activate. Characters. Words. Lines. Text selection. Speaking rate. Speech volume. Containers. Headings. Screen recognition. Voices. Edit.
Okay, again, I apologize. It's not copy. It's edit. Once I get to edit, I'm going to tap 2 times with one finger. So double tap with one finger. Swipe up or down to get the copy.
Paste. Look up. Share. Undo. Make checklist. Set bold. Set italic. Set underline. Set strike through. Increase indent. Decrease indent. Copy.
Okay, once you get the copy, now you double tap with one finger.
Hey, it's Norman the blind guy with a vision. In this tutorial, I am going to teach you how to select and...
Okay, so now that's selected. So now your next step is to ask Siri to open settings. And I'm going to show you a shortcut that you can use for anything that you would like to copy that you use often. So if you're saying, hey, how's it going, my friend? It's been a while since we had a chat or whatever. In this case, I'm using what I just copied, but it could be a link. It could be something that you say a lot that you don't like to type or use dictation all the time. So you open your settings. Open settings.
Open settings. Settings. Rotor. Back button. Settings. Heading.
There. Now I'm on settings because it says settings heading. Now I'm going to swipe until I hear, I believe it's general.
Sir. Dictate. General. Button.
So you swipe right with one finger until you hear general. Now that I'm on general, I double tap with one finger.
General. Heading.
Okay. Now swipe right until you hear keyboard.
Keyboard. Button.
Keyboard. Now you double tap with one finger to go into the keyboard menu.
Keyboards. 3. Button.
Okay. Now swipe right.
Text replacement. Button.
And on text replacement, double tap with one finger. This is what we want.
Section index. Adjustable.
Okay. Now swipe right until you hear add.
AAA. Blackful. H.
Actually, you got to be at the top of the page. So either you use just swipe left with one finger,
A. Set. Dictate. But. Sir. Add. Text. Keyboard. Keyboards. Back button.
or you can just use 4 fingers and just tap the top of the screen once. That also brings you to the top of the page.
Nav bar. Top of screen. Settings.
Now swipe right until you go to here, add.
Text replacement. Heading. Add. Button.
There it is. So now double tap with one finger to go into the feature.
Add. Phrase. Text field. Is editing. Character mode. Insertion point at start.
Now once you open it, you're automatically on the phrase. This is what you want, whatever you use often instead of typing it out all the time. Or if you, like I said, if it's a link, you can put your YouTube channel link in there, so you can put your YouTube channel link in there, or you can put whatever text you want in there that you copy. To do that, you turn the rotor until you hear edit.
Words. Text selection. Speaking rate. Speech volume. Container. Headings. Screen recognition. Voices. Edit.
Okay, edit. Now you swipe up or down until you hear paste.
Paste.
There's the paste. Double tap it one finger to paste it in there.
Hey, it's Norman the blind guy with a vision. In this tutorial, I am going to teach you how to select and copy text on your iPhone.
Okay, so now that's in there. So now if you swipe right,
Shortcut. Optional. Text field.
you hear shortcut. This is important. So you have to double tap.
Shortcut. Optional. Text field.
See, it says optional text field. You have to double tap with one finger to open this box.
Insertion point at end.
Okay? It says insertion point at end. So that just means that I'm in that box. So you want to put 3 letters as a shortcut. So we're going to act as if this is my YouTube link. So what I usually do is I put YouTube link. So I would put YTL or YouTube channel link. YTCL. So Y for YouTube. So I'm going to hit the shift key.
Shift. Selected. Shift.
I'm always hit the shift key and always make sure that when you're pasting, when you're using that shortcut, that you have the shift on. I'll show you so you understand. So now that I got the shift on, I'm going to put Y.
Cap R. Cap Y. Yankee.
Okay. Double tap.
Cap Y.
Now T for tube.
R. T. T.
Double tap. Now channel for C for channel.
F. C. Charlie.
Double tap so that that's in there.
C.
Now L for link.
Key. F. Delete. L. Lima. L.
Now I'm going to use the rotor and I'm going to go to characters.
Words. Text selection. Words. Characters.
Now I'm going to swipe up to get to the beginning.
L. C. T. Cap. Y. Yankee.
Okay, now I'm going to swipe down so I can see if I put the right characters in there. So it's supposed to be Y for YouTube.
Cap. Y.
Now T
Yankee.
for the tube.
T. Tango.
C for channel.
C. Charlie.
And L for link.
L. Lima.
Okay, that's there. So now you swipe to the right.
Shift. Z. Zulu. X. X-ray. Phrase. Hey. Shortcut. Text field. Is editing. Equal. Character mode. Insertion point at end.
So just touch anywhere on the screen if it doesn't let you swipe to the right.
Create a shortcut that will automatic Q.
Actually, you have to go to the top. So use 4 fingers, tap once at the top of the phone.
Bottom of screen. Settings.
No, that's the bottom.
Text replacement. Back button.
Okay, now you're at the top. Swipe right.
Text replacement. Save. Button.
And you tap save. Now it's saved, I'm going to go to a notepad so I can show you what this shortcut does.
App switcher. Settings. Active. Notes. Active. Gmail. Active. Notes. Setting. Notes. Active. Notes. Note. Return. Note. Note. Text field. Is edited. Insertion point at end. Return. New line.
Okay, I'm in the note.
Space. Cap. V.
Now see, it says cap V, so I already have shift on because you always have to have a capital letter for the first letter in your shortcuts. It just makes it easier to use. So now I'm going to type Y.
Table. But cap T. Cap Y. Yankee.
Okay, that's my first letter in that optional shortcut code I use.
Cap Y.
Now T.
U. Y. T.
T for
Tango.
tube.
T.
Now C for channel.
C. Charlie. C.
And L for link. And if you listen carefully, you're going to hear a bubble sound.
P. Delete. L. Lima. L.
You hear bloop. So now you push the space button, and as soon as you hit the space
Space.
button on your keyboard, it's going to post my YouTube channel. I already had a YouTube channel code saved, so it's going to paste the actual link. Okay, so now I'm going to double tap on space with one finger, and this is going to automatically paste my YouTube channel link.
https://www.youtube.com/adventurewithavision.
There you go. So that's the shortcut training I wanted to also share with you. You can copy any link, and if you wanted me to refresh your memory on how to copy a link, I'll do it with you now. I'm going to go to the beginning of the link using the rotor. You turn the rotor until you hear line.
Words. Lines.
Now I'm going to swipe up to make sure I'm at the beginning of the link.
Linja with a vision. https://www.youtube.com.
There you go. So I'm at the beginning of the link, and if you want to make sure that you are at the link, you just you can use the rotor and swipe and turn left or right until you hear character.
Words. Characters.
Now swipe up.
New line.
Swipe back down.
New line. H.
Okay.
Hotel. H.
Go
Hotel.
back up, and now I know that I'm at the beginning. As long as you hear H. Now you use the rotor until you hear text selection. So you turn using the index finger and the thumb.
Words. Lines. Text selection.
Okay. Now you swipe up or down until you can use word or line. I'm going to use line.
Line selection.
Okay. Now swipe right with one finger.
https://www.youtube.com. Selected.
Okay, that's not the whole link, so I'm going to swipe right again.
Linja with a vision. Selected.
There you go. There's nothing else. So to make sure that I don't have anything after that, I can use the rotor and go to text selection.
Lines. Text selection.
Okay, we're still there. I'm going to swipe until I hear characters.
Word selection. Character selection.
Okay, now I'm going to swipe left to see what it says, and it should say H, N.
Space. Boon selected.
Oh, there's a space. See, so you don't want that space there.
N. Boon selected.
There's the N. So you want to keep the N, so swipe back to the right.
N. Selected.
And now that the space is the only thing that's selected. So I'm going to hit delete.
Cap L. Delete. Selection deleted. https://www.youtube.com/adventurewithavision.
Okay, so now I deleted the space, but I'm going to have to reselect that link if I want to copy it. So you swipe up.
Select and copy text on your iPhone. Select and copy text on your iPhone. J.
Actually,
Juliet.
use the rotor until you hear text selection.
Text selection.
There. Swipe up.
Select all. Page selection. Line selection.
Line selection. Now, in this case, I'm at the end, so I'm going to swipe left.
Select and copy text on your iPhone. Selected.
Oops.
Select J.
I'm in the wrong place.
Juliet.
Hold on a second.
Speaking rate. Speech volume. Containers. J. Note. Select and copy text on your format. Button. N. Text. Speaking rate. Text selection. Lines. New line.
Okay, well, I deleted my whole link instead of just a space. So I'm going to use my shortcut again.
Shift. Selected. Cap Y. Yeah. Cap Y. U. Uniform. G. F. R. T. R. T. T. Space. X. Z. X. C. C. L. L. Space. Space. iPhonical.
Okay.
Words. Characters. Edit. Paste. Select all. Undo. Typing. Return. Return. Cap L. Lima.
Okay.
Cap F. Cap T. Cap R. Cap Y.
Okay, I'm using my shortcut.
Cap Y.
T.
U. Y. T.
T.
T. C.
C for
Charlie.
channel.
C. L.
L for
Lima.
link.
L. Space.
You heard the boop. You hit the space button.
https://www.youtube.com/adventurewithavision.
Now I know the space is there, and I don't want it there because I hit the space button. So if I hit delete,
Space.
there, now the space is gone. So now I'm going to use the rotor until I get the line.
Words. Lines. Linja with a vision.
I
https
swipe up until I hear that.
www.youtube.com.
Now I'm going to use the rotor to get text selection.
Text selection.
Okay, now I'm going to swipe until I hear line.
Page selection. Line selection.
Now I'm going to swipe right.
https://www.youtube.com. Selected. Blinger with a vision. Selected.
Okay, now I'm going to use the rotor until I hear edit. This is to copy the link.
Speaking rate 60. Speech volume. Containers. Headings. Screen record. Voices. Edit.
Edit. Now swipe up or down until you hear copy or cut, depending on whether you want to keep the link there or not.
Look up. Share. Undo. Make checklist. Set italic. Set underline. Set stripe for increase indentation. Decrease indentation. Copy.
There you go, copy. So I would just double tap on that.
https://www.youtube.com/@blinger with a vision. Copied.
There you go. So that showed that it copied. So that's how you can copy paste text link, edit texts, and create a shortcut using the keyboard. Hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to subscribe so you can get more valuable tutorial lessons from Guidance for the Blind. Take care.
Hi everyone. If you like my video, so please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. If you have any doubt, then you can write it in the comments section down below. I will try to answer it soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.